it didn't seem that difficult in the first 2 rounds. I think it'll be more difficult, but I think Tim will be just pressuring Sebastian to the point where he, like many others before him, just can't cope with that pressure.
Here we are at the iconic MGM Grand. We're only a week away from Fundora Zoo too, so joined by Zoo Manager Glen Jennings here in Las Vegas. Check it out. Hey, Vegas looks good on you.
Thank you, mate. Not so sure about the weather at the moment, but it's always great to come back here and a lot of great memories and looking forward to Saturday night.
Speaking of, it is in the 40s. Like tomorrow apparently is like 45 degrees. How does that change things for training? Because that's almost unhealthy.
Yeah, look, we're at the end of the training now, just tapering Tim off. So fortunately for him, a lot of the harder stuff's done. Just getting ready to cut weight now. So it's okay. I mean, look, at the end of it, you're in the gym, it's hot, it's sweaty. It's really when you come out into that direct sun, and that's when you know it's 47 tomorrow.
So I remember hearing stories about Floyd Mayweather's camps here and stuff, and he used to run at like 2 a.m. and stuff like that. Has Tim been up to anything like that?
No, nothing like that. About 10 o'clock last night, it was still 42. So it didn't really break too much, and it's been that way for the entire week so far here. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's not. I don't think I'd like to live here.
No. Well, he almost was talking about buying property here, so almost Tim was about to. But let's just run through, obviously, we are in Vegas. We are at the MGM Grand. Some iconic memories, in this town for you with your work with Tszyu Zoo, but this venue in particular, almost 25 years since the infamous Zab Judah fight. This is the room. This is the building right behind these doors. Behind us is the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Yeah, there's some great memories. It's a funny feeling because 25 years is a lifetime, and you come back and you start to think about some of those memories. Just out the other side of that glass wall over there was MGM created a gym for us where both camps trained on site. So yeah, it's wonderful to be back. I'm really, really happy for Tim Butt that he gets to experience what his dad did 25 years ago. But he's making his own mark. He's well and truly ready to go for this one, and it's going to be a huge crowd with Manny Pacquiao and Isaac Pitbull on the card, so it's going to be crazy.
Do you get personally like the memories come back and it feels like, I guess, to do it again with another Zoo 25 years later, the same room, the same story, you're still here? I mean, go watch the footage of Tszયુ's fight. I love seeing you in the ring walk. Just this burly guy.
Yeah, a whole fella now.
Still looking the part.
Yeah, so many great memories, but not just about the fight, but the camp and the guys that we had involved with us. And now we're making new ones, and the third generation, Nikita, arrives tomorrow, and so hopefully I'll be around to do that with him as well. So it's just an amazing, to look back over so many years, but it's all happening here right now, so we've got to enjoy it and take it all in, and from tomorrow onwards it goes crazy here.
Tim doesn't seem to be the type of fighter where the Americans work against him when he comes here. Sometimes they have trying to box Aussies in the past. I know Jeff Horn had this problem with Dennis Crawford. Yeah. Did they have that with Tszyu back in the day with Zab at all? Did they try to rattle him? Because they do get up to some stuff, especially when it would have been Zab.
Yeah, they're two very different people. Tszyu had very little to say about anything. He was well known for the fact that we would come in 2 weeks, a team of like 6 or 7 people, take care of them, knock them out, and be going on the plane home the next day. And this was normal business for us. But Tszyu was renowned for sitting at the press conference with his Oakleys on, but asking something, and he'd just say, "I'll see you Saturday." Tim is much more gifted with speaking, and so he does a lot more engagement. But it's a different world now. We didn't have social media back then. It was all done through newspapers and radio and TV. So yeah, totally different world. So you can't really make that comparison. But one thing I will tell you is the comparison will come with the noise on Saturday night.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Tim was saying to me he wants to replicate it. I said round 2, and he goes, "Well, you don't get paid for overtime." So hopefully, let's talk about Tim in particular. Obviously, that's the big one.
Yeah.
So Sebastian Fundora too. It was a bloodbath over the road at T-Mobile.
Yeah.
I guess we took a lot away from those first 2 rounds, but again, it was only 2 rounds before it all sort of turned to shit. So, what's the preparation like for this one, and what do you take away from the first fight?
I think the big difference, the most obvious difference, is the fact that Tim's had a full camp working against 6'4" southpaws, where back then we had, I think it was about 8 days of actual prep time. to squeeze in the sparring. Our sparring on this camp's been sensational, and Tim's had an opportunity to really get a feel, again, what it's like to fight someone so much taller. And Igor's been really pleased with that progress. I think that's the big difference. And I also think too that those people that watched the first fight, and it was a bloodbath, and in some ways we took the loss, but we also had a launch into the American market that was like nothing else, and they haven't forgotten that. And Tim's got a huge Mexican supporter base here now, and we've seen that here. Everywhere he goes, the Mexicans are all over him for photos. So he's very well received in America, and he appreciates that. But in all honesty, I think on the night we're not going to see a fight anything like the first one. They both know each other very well now. They spent a couple of rounds in the ring before the cut, and then there was the following 10 rounds where Tim just had to try and get through. So Fundora will, without a doubt, have done his homework as we have. So I think it'll be a very different fight.
Yeah, it looks to me from what I've seen when I went to Tim's gym was his footwork seems to improve for this one, and I don't think he wants to play on the inside too much. I mean, that strategy I'm sure will come out on fight night, but it is, a different fight. Do you think, because Fundora came out and said, you've obviously heard him saying that he could see perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, anyone can tell you that's not the case, but do you think this is the mind game starting? Is Fundora actually trying to do a bit of that?
Yeah, look, Sebastian's a lovely guy, don't get me wrong, but he's a businessman as well, and he'll do whatever he can do to get under Tim's skin. And look, in terms of the ability to see, anyone that's had an eye surgery when they're partially awake, which is often the case, will tell you can't see. And I've been there when I've had 2 surgeries on my eyes to have those pterygiums removed. It's no fun, but you're awake, and then they make that incision in the eye and it goes bright red and it's gone. So Tim was brushing it away as best he could, and only got beat by a point on a split decision. So in all honesty, when the odds are even, I think that you'll see Tim Tszyu a much smarter, perhaps much more patient, but deadly when it comes to getting rid of someone.
Yeah, he has that. I said to him the other day, because sometimes when you mention a new fight to him or something like that, he does get like this excited glow. But there was, I guess, elements of that, but a lot of it was laser sort of. He was strictly business. He's still fun on fight week.
Yeah.
But he does have a different aura about him in this one, where I think he knows he needs to do this.
Well, he's accepted that this is the biggest fight of his life, and the pathways that come on the back of this could be very different based on the outcome. So for Tim, I can tell you his focus is, like you said, laser. There are no distractions. We've literally come in and taken care of business, and that's it. So we've got 1 week to go now. We'll deal with all the press and the media. We know that's part of the business, but we won't allow that to take away from the fact that Tim Tszyu has one thing on his mind, and that's to get rid of Sebastian Fundora and to go home with that WBC strap.
His management last time,
Samson
Lukovic, yeah. Here, there was some stuff between him and Tim. Do you see that potentially that might flare up this week? I mean, they've shaken hands on it. I know that from Tim calling him a rat, which was big for Tim.
Yeah, I missed out on all that. I was actually dealing with something else at the time that went down, and I wasn't even aware until someone had brought it up. But look, things happen in the heat of the moment, and things get said, and I'm sure it's nothing serious that'll carry on, but if it fires up again, it'll be part of fight week, and that's the nature of the beast.
Now, one of the good things is you will see Tim's complete team. There's been no changes.
Yes, no changes.
But he did come out and he did say that you guys spoke after the last Fundora fight. He said people were held accountable, all that sort of stuff, and I think you need to have those conversations, but that's the tried and tested method, right? That team, there's no plan in changing that. No.
Look, it's we went home and we done what any good business would do, and my job as a manager is to make sure that each and every time we go into the ring, we come out better the other side. And it was a tough year, 2024, very tough year, and a lot of people got tested and tried, and. Yeah, mistakes were made. There's no doubt about that. But that comes with life. We're not robots. It's humans. We're doing our absolute best. But we had the discussions, and they were very open and they were very frank, and everybody put their hand up, and we just decided there and then that this is a very close-knit group, and we'll keep it that way. And that was Tim's decision, and we're happy to move on with that.
It is an interesting one because trust is probably 99% of it.
Yes.
And I think your team, you can see it because even you go back and watch the footage, half the guys walking him to the ring, that cost you to the ring.
Yeah.
Dr. Bill, the rest of them,
yeah.
are still around him today. So I guess the reason they're there is not to just make some cash off a boxer.
Yeah. Look, I don't have a lot of. My position on that is that loyalty and trust can't be bought, and so in a sport that is so easily bought and so easily manipulated, to get the right people around you that you can ask a simple question and get an answer that you know will stick and not be bullshitted to is critical. And Tim's like that. Tim just likes to know that if we need to tell Tim something, and we do say it, he knows it's legit. There's no games.
Yeah. How do you see Tim winning this fight? How do you envision it?
I just think Tim will be much smarter. I think he'll be. Initially, I think there'll be some caution, but as you know, Tim at his best is when he sizes them up and starts the stalking process, applies that pressure that they can't deal with. And it's not so easy when you've got a guy who's got those big long levers like Sebastian to get the pressure onto him, but I'm sure that given the opportunity, and Tim does, as he did in the first 2 rounds, it didn't seem that difficult in the first 2 rounds. I think it'll be more difficult, but I think Tim will be just pressuring Sebastian to the point where he, like many others before him, just can't cope with that pressure.
Well, that's one reason to watch, right?
Oh yeah, it should be great. And Tim, WBC champ, that means a lot.
Yeah.
And so to take that strap home, and he knows what's in front of him, and he knows that this is, the ultimate test.
I don't want to take anything away from his first world title, but I mean, that was vacated and he moved up. This one, he's beating the champ in Vegas to wear a belt home.
Correct.
And that, I believe, would be substantially more rewarding.
Yeah, this is the top of the line for the fighters to work their way through adversity, wins and losses, and to get the opportunity to fight a champion and take the belt from them. Because as you know, we're up against it. We're fighting in another country. We're fighting in front of international judges, and we've got to do more than anyone to take that belt from Sebastian. So that's the nature of the beast. So when you come to America, you come as the B-side.
Yeah.
You're the challenger. So you've really got to escalate, and Tim knows that, and he's. I'm very confident. I'm never stupidly overconfident, but you must have that faith in your fighter. And from what I've seen with the preparation and with Igor, Tim Tszyu will be well and truly ready.
Will he chat to Kostya before this fight, or does that hold till after?
Yeah, most likely Kos will ring and say hello. He's rang a couple of us since we've got here just to say hello and the likes. But yeah, generally speaking, it'll be most likely fight day. You'll either call my phone and I'll put Tim on for a minute, but that's pretty much par for the course.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to it. Any plans to get Nikita out here in the next couple of years? I could see him on the Vegas stage.
Yeah, well, hold my beer on that one because Nikita's back in on August 20 after his hand surgery. I'm happy with that progress, and if all goes well, we'll run him a couple of times this year, and then we may see Nikita over here early next year.
And potentially that big December blockbuster, which they're teasing, hey?
Yeah, they're teasing, and there's a particular person doing a lot of teasing. But as you know, what we don't get too carried away with what's happening down the track, because in boxing it flips on the turn of a coin as to whether they're going to be there or whether they're not. And so, if all outcomes are good, I think you'll see a lot of Nikita for the rest of this year, and next year we'll launch him over here.
Well, we're looking forward to it. July 19 in Las Vegas, July 20 at home, KO main event, to check that out. But, I mean, you can always jump on a plane and fly over here right behind these doors. Can you believe it? These are the doors.
That's it.
They're going to open up. There's going to be a ring in the middle, and there's a WBC belt that Tim can walk out through straight down there.
Yeah, it's a big place too, this one. There's so much history through those doors in terms of boxing, and to add our name to it, you walk in the front door, you've got the ring in the lobby with the MGM Lion. You look to the gift shop, and you've got the fight shirts on sale and the fight gloves and all sorts of stuff available for sale. And it's just got that. There's something about the MGM. It's one of those bucket list places you've got to come and see a world title fight.
Absolutely. And obviously we spoke about Zab. This was where Tyson bit Holyfield's ear off.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much.
Zab Judah, the chicken dance.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of memories. But, boxing, anything's possible. You've seen last night in New York.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for Tszyu Fundora 2 on July 19.
Glen Jennings, Tim Tszyu manager, Fight Life Management as well. Check it out on social media as well. But keep across it. We're going to bring as much to you as we can from this fight week in Vegas, and we're going to head out to Tim's gym tomorrow.
Yes.
Which is great. So I look forward to seeing him and seeing what sort of sauna this bloke's been working in.
Yeah. And a special call out to all of our sponsors, all of our fans and family that allow us to do this. There's so many of them, and I never rattle through the names because I'll forget someone and offend someone.
Yeah.
But thank you to everybody that's helped us get here.
Check his shorts. It might be easier.
Check the shirt.
Yeah.